Do you hear that? They've come to take me away. Hiya. Welcome, or welcome back. So, a lot has happened since the last time I sat down to film. I moved across the country. I adopted a kitten.
Doesn't smell like kitten breath. Oh, no. It does.
That's only 2 things, but it feels like a lot to have crammed into 3 months. Needless to say, now that I'm in a place where I don't know anyone and literally everything is different, I have been hankering for a nice, hot, steamy cup of nostalgia. Like an existential crisis wrapped in a warm blanket. As a 12-year-old, one film I watched on almost a weekly basis with my neighbor when we weren't in her basement performing seances was The Phantom of the Opera. That is correct. At least 4 times a month, I would sit transfixed, staring at half of Gerard Butler's face, scream singing at me.
Into darkness deep
And I loved it. After what felt like weeks of rain and being trapped at my desk, going mad by the sea, I decided to throw it down to remind myself of those carefree days of youth. What could possibly be more comforting than an operatic hostage situation? I will tell you right now that movie is not the cinematic masterpiece my 12-year-old self thought it was. And to be fair, Lindsay Ellis had already warned me about that. But there was one scene that still looked awesome to me, and that was the Masquerade Ball. Why did we stop doing those? Let me tell you, something about watching people spinning around in tulle and masks and singing and that one Michelin Man Pagliacci guy sparked joy. So today, I'm going to attempt to make a masquerade mask of my own with a design inspired by the ghost cicada. I found a photo on Reddit of one over a year ago, and I knew I wanted to do something with it, but I wasn't sure what. Until now. So let's go figure out what this mask is gonna look like. So the wings are naturally gonna make up the majority of the mask. My first instinct was actually to make it huge and cover my whole face, and even some of the sides, but I was limited by my Warbler scraps. I really want to emphasize the wing piping by making it pop, literally, making it 3-dimensional. Same thing with the head and torso, they're going to be very shapely. He's going to be a thick boy. We'll work the eye holes into the wing veins so my eyes just look more like wing decor, with the gold veins following the wing shape, like buggy filigree. So now that we're done the initial sketch, I need to make a trip to the best and only craft store in the city. Prepare yourself for a public transportation adventure with me. So I need acrylic paint, foam clay for the 3-dimensional parts of the mask, some foam sheets, thin ones since I'm going to sandwich it in between 2 pieces of Warbler, since that seems to be the best way to make sturdy face-shaped things, and also some kind of stick to hold the mask up to my face with. Let's go. We're back. So I got everything that I needed from Michael's. I don't know, I'm not an entomologist. I don't know if the turquoise, gold, black, navy blue, if that's a true color scheme to this bug, but it's really pretty. So I'm gonna go with it. So I think the first thing I wanna do is measure my face, then trace out 2 sort of mask shapes based on what I drew in the Warbler and get those cut out. So once those are cut out, I'm going to make the Warbler sandwich, and then I'm gonna heat it up and put it on my face to shape it so it's, perfectly molded to my face. Okay, so I've made the general shape of the mask. The sandwich process worked really well. I just had to burn off my fingertips to seal it all up, which is fine. So I'm gonna mold this just a little bit to my face, mostly to cover my nose curvature. And then what we can do is start using the foam clay to sculpt out some of the details. One thing with the foam clay is that it takes 24 to 48 hours to dry. So my dream of having this all done in one day is dead, which is fine. It's all fine. We're gonna get this done. Okay, see you in a bit. Good morning, and welcome to day 2 of this little project. So, oh yeah? Oh? When I finished filming last night, I only had sort of foam along the top and in the middle, and I thought that looked kind of boring. So I added some sort of like eyebrow business and some under eye business. So hopefully that makes it a little bit more like visually interesting. I attached these little antennae. You will note that the ghost cicada does not have antenna because it's not a butterfly. And you'll just have to stay mad about it. I'm gonna spray it all in Plasti Dip to give it a much more smooth, paintable surface. So let's start the process.
"2,000 years later."
Okay, so it's been a couple of hours since I sprayed the mask with Plasti Dip, and now it's dry. Hard to see, but the Plasti Dip did not create a smooth surface, which was the intention. It seems to have like bubbled up pretty much everywhere and created all of these tiny little popped bubble pock marks. It's probably because I moved with it, so it made the trip in a box, in a truck, in very cold weather in December. So it's possible that the stuff inside the Plasti Dip bottle had like frozen and then thawed, and now it's just kind of not good anymore. For now, I think what I'm gonna do is just paint it all over in white and see if that fills in some of the gaps. So that's the update so far. Let's get to painting this white. We'll wait till that dries, and then we'll start painting in some of the details. I feel like as these projects progress, my looks get less and less put together. And I'm gonna call that the disheveling. Sounds like the most boring horror movie ever. It's just an hour and a half of watching my clothes wrinkle. So yesterday I managed to get the cicada thorax all painted. So today, all I have to do is paint the wings and then it's done. Beans provided a delightful playlist of yowling while I was painting last night.
You looking at?
Okay, let's get painting.
just noticed on the image I'm using as a reference. What's that? What do we see? What's up there? Antenna.
I too wake up from a long slumber and scream. It's done. I'm a ghost cicada now. So, final thoughts. I really enjoyed doing this. I got to practice with Warbler more. Again, it's hot. You have to heat it up and put it on your bare skin. There has to be a better way. Next, acrylic paint is hard to use. It doesn't blend and it dries really quickly. I'm used to using like gouache. Gouache? Gouache? I don't know how you say it. And that doesn't dry quite as quickly. It's like a blend of watercolor and acrylic. So this looks a little patchy to me, but I guess that's just the way acrylic works. Either way, it turned out really well. So if anyone wants to invite me to a masquerade ball, I'm ready. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Bye.